All right, what's going on, YouTube? We're gonna come at you live from the pool. Just hanging out this afternoon, enjoying a little bit of time uh, with everything going on. It looks like it's the end of the world, right? A lot going on today. I get to hang out with Barbie in the pool. Eat pistachios. But the economic collapse, the calamity seems to be in front of us. But I guess the lesson is that don't worry, be happy. Everything you have in place is there for a reason, right? Don't panic now. China has devalued its currency intentionally in direct response, if you didn't see earlier. Um, so it looks like it's effects of the all the economic decisions over the last 100 years, maybe coming to roost sooner rather than later. It's always hard to say, but I would have to say with everything we know, this is definitely a harbinger, and the stock markets and everything reacted drastically today, for sure. Um, it was down like 900 and something, 5 straight days down. Um, with what to do, the Fed can cut a half a point or a half of what would they call 50 basis points, a half a percentage point as part of its deal, or it could come out and announce another QE, or Trump can come out. I'm lost. I'm in my back. What's up with that? I didn't even see any of the comments. Now comments are showing up. All right, am I live now? Did you guys hear anything that first part? Looks like it froze up on me. See what's on the side chat. Just two people. Okay, you heard West Wind? All right, so the Chinese thing and the possible action the Fed can take, right? Um, which may or may not be able to do anything, but Full Spectrum Survival did a really good video detailing a lot of the things that are going on. But you know, you've done, we've done, you've done what you can to deal with this. There's no reason for any of us to panic. Hopefully, the only people that should be panicking are those that are fully, what would you say, fully invested in the markets, right? If you are trusting in these markets for your retirement, for your 501c3 or 401k, etc., etc., if you are fully on board those things, then you should panic, because those things are definitely on their last leg to down on the way to zero potentially, but probably not. It'll probably get salvaged somewhat, but the signs are very bad. I think this is the worst it's been since '08 that I've been looking at tracking. The Chinese response is the most drastic sign, and the Chinese taking those actions is a sign of full-on economic warfare. There's no doubt, and it's what we've been warning about, and hopefully people have been getting ready, right? So it's just relax, take stock of what you have and what you've done, and be ready. Um, shouldn't see anybody running around with their heads cut off except for Ben Bernanke and all those type of crowd. The bankers are the ones that should be very scared. But it is going to be painful. And I commented on Full Spectrum's video. The Chinese are used to suffering. Americans are not. Chinese will, if this is the route they're going to go, if they're willing to devalue and suffer, they are much better at suffering than Americans ever can. Not any current living generation can really fathom. I mean, the Great Depression was a long time ago. The Chinese have been suffering for decades. They've been through Mao and everything else. They have no problems. But yeah, I figured we have a dual purpose aquatic facility slash emergency water storage, right? One of the many uses. That's a good prep, right? Running this through the Berkey, no problem, hopefully. Or whatever else we need to use it for, right? Let's see who we check out the side chat. I just want to do a quick, hey, don't panic now. The time to put things into action is now, and it's time to just take calm, thought out steps, I think. So see who we got. I saw M Long and West Wind there at the beginning. Bikes and Bullets is with us. What's going on? Just an evening in the pool. I just got home and I was like, we're going to get in here and relax. It's been one of those days. I don't have a greedy capitalist. Yeah, but Westwood, you're next to the beach, so you get the advantage on that one, I guess. What's up, Dad, on YouTube? What's going on? Gold price is at, yeah, gold is going straight to 1500. Silver's up. I got to get it. Really like to get a few more ounces before it hits 20. We'll see if that happens, but it is what it is. But again, valuation in dollar is on its way to being irrelevant before you know it. But chilling in the pool in the desert, right, Dad? Yeah, that's about it. Westman's looking at his food and ammo. Gonna be a bad day for everyone else. Well, it's gonna be a bad day for everybody. Just hopefully a little less for us. Hey, what's up, Billy Bird? No, this isn't the beach. This is just the basic Sam's Club, Costco, family pool, whatever you call it. Dad on YouTube says it will bounce back. I don't think we are collapsing yet. Still got a greed fear mix. You talking about the stock market's going to bounce back? You think we're going to see above 28,000? I just don't see. I mean, yeah, the Fed can juice something. The Fed can, drop the interest rates, drop it down another 50 basis points. It can say it's going to do Operation McTwist 5 or whatever they're going to call it. And that'll juice the markets upward, I guess you would say. But I don't think economic bounce back is not a. I guess I'm looking at, when you say bounce back, I'm looking like real economic bounce back. But it'll be fake. It'll just be market numbers, which I think are fake. So I guess that's a different perception of what you're saying. But we're always going to have that greed. Ah, whoa, swim. Hey, Uman, what's going on? Dad on YouTube can't name a single culture on the planet right now that's softer than Americans. Yeah, that's the facts. We're talking about the majority as a whole. And most of the people on here, we've been planning on living rougher, I guess you'd say. But most people aren't prepared. Even that, it's a mental preparedness for the roughing it. What's up, Team Foco? Full of chili. Right on. Right on. Yeah, right. Bikes devaluation by China is a big indicator. It's definitely a big move. It's a shot across the bow, for lack of a better word, no doubt. And there's the Hong Kong thing, right, M Long? All those things put together. The Hong Kong riots and everything else. West Wind says, I think they will try to float it for the election, till the election. Oh, there's no doubt they're going to try to get, well, Trump in particular is trying to get through the election. Let's vote for Beto, though, and get his party started. Yeah, I mean, the ship is definitely sinking. Mike Maloney did a video today talking about how the government's going to give everybody all that free stuff. That's what he was talking about, kind of. People are going to vote for who's going to give them the stuff, and basically what you're going to get is more government and not all the stuff you were promised. Just a very fraction of it. All right, Tracy, we'll try not to put a P in our ool. We just call it a ool because it's not a pool. No P in it. Right, Walter? They're going to potentially make an example out of China. Or, I mean, Hong Kong. Yeah, China used Hong Kong as an example of don't step out of line, right? But I think the markets are down this evening already. Another 400 or something like that. 250, I think it was, and 300 for the futures going in tomorrow. So that's definitely that'd be 6 days in a row. The market hasn't had 6 days in a row in quite a while. Interestingly, oil prices haven't really moved. I find it interesting what oil prices have been doing the last several months. All this action with Iran, no reaction really, which makes you wonder how manipulated is that market? How manipulated are the oil markets now, where everything is baked in? You know. Delaware Patriot, what's going on? You're back in the Delaware zip codes after your trip. Corsair Trainers, what's up, Steve? Robert and Cindy, how you doing? Oh, this isn't deep at all. But it's still a pretty good number of gallons. Westwind says not everybody can sit at the beach and watch the border hoppers get picked up. Yeah, right? Yeah, you can definitely do that in San Diego. Oh, excuse me. Drill it as swim call. Yeah, I'd probably fail swim call about right now. Well, I guess I can make S3 still. I don't know if I can make S1 again. You know? Hey, what's up, 88 Mark? Picking up some more America the Beautiful. Oh, right on. Those are really nice. I like that. Frederick Douglass. I didn't get it. I haven't got a America the Beautiful coin in a long time, but that I've seen that Frederick Douglass one was really nice. And then they had the American Pacific. That was pretty cool looking. But I haven't got one of those in a while. I've just been sticking to bullion and trying to get the lowest cost basis possible. So ever since it's been under 16 from the first time. I don't know. Plus, I did my video on the breakdown of my numbers and what I was looking at getting. Like, I was way overbalanced on semi-numismatic stuff. So that's another reason I haven't been going that route. Hey, Warsaw, what's going on? Good afternoon, good evening. The stock market you never trust, Warsaw, right? That's a good policy. I wish we all would have learned that early on. It seems like growing up, everybody's like, that's how you get rich in the stock market, right? I'll never tell, Billy Bird. There's no reason for you to need to know that, right? Yeah, there you go, Delaware. That's just gross. No, we're eating, it's pistachios, Westwind, not Cheetos. Oh, no Cheetos for Robert and Cindy, right? Who knows what the markets will do, say Wingen. Well, Tracy, they're manipulated only so far as they can still control them. The people can still lose faith in the system and bail out of it. People still have the ability to bail out, and the banks can only save it so much. That's the deal. M. Long says India took over Kashmir. Wait, where did you see this? I have not heard anything about India and Pakistan, other than there was a couple incidents over the spring. But you said India moved in and took over the Kashmir? That's a big deal. That's something that's been going on for like 30 years. I'll have to look into that. Because to take over the whole region it would take war. So I'm not sure what the implication is there. I have to look that up now. M. Long. Or if you can provide a better reference. So you don't have to dig so much. I mean, full utilities eating the MRE. We haven't gone that far down the road, bikes. Westwind says, vote for the biggest idiot and accelerate this thing. That seems to be the collapsitarian attitude. Um, I think it's one of those things. It's still uncertainty of the unknown. You don't know what's going to come out if it happens. What's going to happen on the other end? So just take your chances with what's going the way it's going. You know. Yeah, beating utilities is definitely better, Steve. Right? That's a better image. Yeah. Actually, I just took. I had to take the trousers off to make a flotation device, so I had to do what I had to do. Team Foco says you notice more things made from Taiwan at a local hardware store. Are we shifting from the current Chinese junk? They may have just shifted suppliers. I mean, Taiwan is China, right? Depending on who you ask. Sometimes you'll see shifts like that. You'll see it at Walmart and other places. It could go from Indonesia to Taiwan to Malaysia to Vietnam, depending on what they're making and where they're getting their suppliers from. Just who's got a production set up. I guess it depends on what it is. 88 Mark says keep your eye on the USO oil ETF. I just keep an eye on East Texas crude and Barrett and or what is it, West Texas crude, those prices. But I guess watching the ETF is kind of more of a futures deal, right? Taiwan makes better junk, says West Wind. Right, Walter? Makes you wonder how much the Middle East is really important for anymore. Well, it makes you wonder how much the oil price is rigged. We know the Middle East is important, but it also makes you question how serious all that Iran stuff actually was. Because, I mean, any other time that would have been a huge hit on oil prices, right? We should be seeing $75 oil, but it's been like stuck between 60 and 50 for months with all this stuff going on, just been bouncing up and down. Gas price, like we were talking about several weeks ago, gas prices went down. They went down again like last week, like 3 cents, 5 cents across the board. Like that's either manipulated gas and oil, or the economy is in really bad shape because, again, nobody is traveling for the summer. Nobody is doing that stuff that uses up all the gas, right? M. Long says Martin Armstrong says there's a Lehman event going on in Europe. The Fed's trying to keep it quiet. Huh. That makes sense, though. Unk. Yeah, no way, books. We're not going unk. I was a non-swimmer in boot camp. That was the last time. I was terrible, but I managed my way around that. They taught you well at that point. You learned the hard way. Throw you in and make you swim. Uman, last one you got was Mount Rushmore. All right, on. Yeah, I've got a Mount Rushmore still, I believe. I sold a couple of American Beautifuls a few years back for some cash. Needed the cash, but I got a couple of the Nevada. I got stocked up on the Nevada ones. The Mount Rushmore one I still got. I figured those would appreciate more. I got the Gettysburg. I held on to all the battlefields that I had because I figured the battlefields are just more potential growth. But I do like that new Frederick Douglass, and there's another new one, the American Pacific one, a World War II memorial in the War Pacific. I wish it could have been done better, but I get the sentimental side of it, I guess. But those would be a great series to collect if you could afford it. Christy Jennings, good evening. How are you doing? Welcome to the chat. Uh-oh, Aaron says the trolls want to dox you. You should just expose yourself now and get it all over with. I'm sure if they wanted to, the FBI would tell them, Aaron. The feds would tell the trolls all they need to know, or the trolls are the feds. Maybe that's what it is. They could do all that no problem. It ain't like people want to get it out. They could do it. It's more for the trolls that are dangerous trolls. People live in their mom's basement are the ones that don't really need to know. Delaware's covered in 50 yards of fiberglass. It's like a form of torture. What are you refurbishing there, Delaware? So is that straight up asbestos? 50-year-old fiberglass insulation? It's like a form of torture, huh? When West Wind, or Walter says, when China was buying our scrap metal, they were buying up all our factory. What kind of plane we got here? Something heading over to Fallon. They're buying up all our factory tooling. Now we have to start over. Midwest pop in here. I skip over him. I do not have a Midwest sighting. What are you guys talking about? Did he delete his comment? Brastard762, what's going on? Welcome to the chat. M. Long says a neighbor sold his house to some New Yorkers who saw in the net and flew in and bought it and flew home. That's scary, isn't it, M. Long? People have so much money they can just travel about and just buy whatever they want, right? There's Midwest's comment. India revised Kashmir special status. So are they basically saying it's India now instead of a special region, which is kind of the gentleman's agreement they had with Pakistan while they faced each other off and killed each other over the last 30 years, slowly but surely. They had, I guess technically they were dying of the cold and avalanches, but people have been down up in the Kashmir for decades, just waiting for this thing to kick off. Wonder if somebody's going to use nukes over a glacier. Hey, America died 1913. Do you ever get the feeling Trump is the frozen snake he warned? Oh yeah, I've said that along. Well, and I would say this: America died. He is the cover man for the economic collapse. That's what I've always hypothesized: is that he is the perfect cover to get the left to blame everything on capitalism, because he's a big business guy. So it makes it easier to demotivate those that are capitalist minded, that he could lead us into a collapse like that, and that he's kind of the cover for that to happen. He can't control it, but he's the cover man. He doesn't really have a choice. Billy Bird saw something move in the water. Oh no! But it's being okay. They didn't take it over. Okay, I have to look into the Kashmir changing status deal. They cut all comm, says Midwest. They cut all comm from the Kashmir, from anybody, from either side. Dad says most of the practical advice given over the last 10 to 1 year has been FOS. I'm thinking that's a abbreviation we can't say on the YouTube. College 401k, house in the burbs. Well, that's the same thing we've heard for the last 30 years, right? That's what we grew up on, was that type of advice, which was bad advice. Okay, not a full takeover, but a just changing status of the way India views it. Kind of like China with Taiwan. China considers Taiwan still a state of the country, but everybody else kind of wants to change that status to avoid tariffs. Okay. Kashmir is in an internet black hole. I have a hard time believing that Kashmir's actually got internet. Most of it's above 16,000 feet, but I guess. What is, hey, what's up, Saints? Drown proof training? No, not really. I don't think it'd be, well, I guess I could drown, but not if I was unconscious, but it's not deep enough to take to the next level. Delaware says Trump is taking a beating for not calling out for an outright gun ban. Well, of course they're gonna go, call for whole hog, and they'll be, happy when they get, when they revise the old assault weapons ban, which is probably what they'll get, a revision of the old assault weapons ban and updating of that and a new pushing that out. That's probably what we're going to get. Drown proofing, Saints, they essentially drown you. Right. And Long says stay away from natural gas after last week. Oh, you're talking about that pipeline that blew up in your area, Long? Family made it out all right, though? You guys are talking annual swim qual. I guess I'm catching up. Tracy says, oddly, the Baltic Dry Index is up. So just additional shipping lanes are still shipping the stuff, basically. That is interesting, right? Who's buying it? Where's it going? It may not be coming to the U.S., though. Who's got the leverage? Is all the stuff going to Asia? Economy is bad. That's why gas prices are going down, says Robert and Cindy. Right? It's got to be, right? In the middle of summer, things are so bad that prices are going down. Saint says he's got floatsies. Well, I'm on a big float. Does that count? I got the nice big comfy deal. I must be way behind in the comments for. Okay, it looks like I'm 8 minutes behind in the comments. I guess I should speed up here. You guys are definitely having a good conversation, though. So, economy's so good, people are stealing multiple jobs, and everybody's in a two-income household, right? That's how great everything is. Hey, Rob, what's going on? Rod Painless with us. I had you at Emergency Water, right? Well, I thought I would just highlight how, you can have something for enjoyment, but still be, it's good for emergency purposes as well, right? Since we're right in the middle of the collapse, take advantage of what we can. Did you see Trump on the 2 killings in 2 days? Hey, no, Paul Pica. I didn't see what he said. I know he said something about something and just whatever BS it is. I just kind of tune him out. Walter Davis says old insulation is full of formaldehyde. That's why it sucks so bad. Oh, that does suck. Man. Oh, we're back. Sorry about that. So I got caught up with, still way behind. Carlos Danger's with us. Midwest has got to switch out his water. All right. Carlos Danger just bought a Ridge Monkey 10-liter water container. Iridium did a review on it. Okay, cool. Yeah, anytime you can get a good storage deal on water, that's a good plan. 10-liter water container. Right on. Robert and Cindy's going fishing with his guns. Carlos suspects Trump will hit hard with gun control after his reelection or the midterms. Well, they're going to hit hard, Carlos, because the economy is going to go so bad, they're going to have to. I've always said the worse the economy gets, the more the police state will be implemented. Smoking Locust is with us. What's going on? Delaware's ready for a little excitement. A Slim Jim. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I got to catch up. Billy Bird. I got you. Uh, red flag laws is what he said. Says Poison Stinger. What's up, Stinger? How you doing? Stinger's back in action, putting videos out, like 3 of them this week. It's like the good old days once again. West Wind says, I hear they're giving out home loans for nothing again. That's a good sign, right? Not necessarily, West Wind. That's a sure sign, right? Of a bad sure sign. It's basically free and it don't taste like after 6 months. What are you looking at, Stinger? It's whatever I point the camera at is what you're looking at. It's you're looking at my reserve water supply. What does it look like? We're over here hanging out with Barbie. She's over there on her float. That's what you're looking at, Russell. Just chilling and just saying relax. The economic situation is in bad peril, but we'll be all right. 4 200-gallon tanks has Midwest. Right on. Yeah, we're calling it swim qual, Stinger. Calling it swim qual. Carlos says South Africa is the future. I don't know how bad is South Africa. We haven't checked in with South Africa's situation in quite a while with that whole land grab, displacement of white farmers and everything else. It seemed like things were status quo after the Parliament kind of said they were going to move forward with it, but they didn't like meet the dead end date, I don't think. So I don't know. Hey, Irish USMC, what's going on? Join us for swim qual today. That's what we've declared this. I had to use my trousers for an inflation device, or for an inflatable device. Midwest says everybody in the chat is a red flag. Oh, that's a fact. That is a fact. If you didn't know that, if anybody in the chat didn't know, you're automatically on the red flag list of being in this chat. This is your fair warning to get out while you still can. Well, it's like 23. That's quite a few. Pretty big chat tonight. Poison wanted to do a new build on the channel. Now he's going to pass. Yeah, those things like that, Poison, are kind of I don't know. It's not really worth it. You know? What's up, Redneck Prepper? How you doing? Our cell block, Westwind. What are you talking about? Me and Westwind, we won't make it that far. We'll be executed on the spot. Guys like us won't last that long. All right, Saints doesn't want to think about water after his well fiasco. Right? Yeah, that was a good deal, though, Saints, getting that stuff set up long term like that. That's awesome. I gotta catch up. You guys are talking. Good stuff. Carlos says, check out Loving Life channel. Daily updates on South Africa. I guess that's what you're talking about. Great learning tool for prepping. Okay, right on. That was South Africa, huh? Cool. Irish has a new workout routine and new hours. Got butt tired before dark. Yeah, Midwest says not even on the blue list for rear education, instant red list. Yeah, no doubt, Midwest. Which is, it's all appropriate. Don't want to fool anybody into any false expectations. Might as well be honest up front, so everybody knows where we stand, right? Chum for liberal fishermen. What are you talking about, Saints? That's a good idea, Midwest. Do the build video, then blur it out. Billy Bird wants everybody to chat faster because I'm not caught up yet. Or she's trying to keep ahead of me, one or the other, I'm not sure. Your new build is purdy. All right, I caught up. Just Tracy, just buy Deutsche Bank stock. She'll be fine. Is Deutsche Bank still on the market? Are they still selling stock? Have they not shut down? How have they not shut down? I guess would be the question, because I mean they were in the tank. There was like $8 a stock or something last week. Talk about a sure sign of the collapse. Well, that was like talking about a Lehman moment. I think who was that talking about a Lehman moment? That's the Deutsche Bank thing. I think is a part of that going on over in the EU, because Deutsche Bank stock is basically trash, and they're so tied to so many derivatives and so much bad debt. Now Billy Bird's chatting now that I've caught up. Oman says they're around 750 today, right? You got ants, West Wind. Have you tried using what is it? The borax mixture? Borax mixed with something else. I can't remember what it is. Or is it boric acid mixed with something? Hey, what's up, Fuzz? Fuzz the Forks here. Don't need water in the desert? It's essential, Fuzz. Gotta have water. Gotta have more than my issued allotted amount. Is it borax powdered sugar? Diatomaceous earth is good for a lot of things, yeah. I don't know if it's good for ants, though. Diatomaceous earth? Is it for ants? Okay. Diatomaceous is good for hard-shelled things, too. Critters that dry out. All right. Rob, question about diatomaceous earth. All right, we're getting some good discussion going. Right on. We'll figure this out, how to cure ants for West Wind. Saint says works in beetle traps in your beehives too. Is that diatomaceous earth, Saints, or which one? Wouldn't it hurt your bees, though? Wouldn't diatomaceous earth hurt bees? Cinnamon, says Delaware Patriot. Carlos says, I'll post a link in the comments section after the vid. A family in Arizona that built up water table under their property naturally. Wow, that would be hard to do, I would think. That definitely would take some engineering. That'd be interesting. Thanks, Carlos. Make sure everybody check that out after we're done here, which is going to be shortly, because I think dinner is en route, or on its way, or being manufactured as we speak. Yeah, the Cheeto bag is getting empty. Yeah. Yeah, Fuzz, I got to check out that video you talked about August 7th for FEMA alert. I hadn't heard nothing about that. Speaking about freaking out, also, we had it looks like the Area 51 thing is almost a go. Or at least there's going to be a large number of people in the area. It sounds like Area 51 is already getting overcrowded. Like There's what do you call it? What's the word? The hotel rooms in the area and the RV spaces are already filled up, and they're booked up through the month into September. Um, all things like that. So a lot of the anecdotal is turning into reality, and if nothing else, you're going to have a lot of looky loos, if not actually people trying to get into Area 51. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. You know. So where's the Mai Tide? Hey, we got Barbie the Mermaid over here, Delaware. The Fed booked early for Area 51. Well, they are Area 51 bikes, so I hope so, right? All right, so we're gonna wrap this up. Um, I just wanted to hit up on the economic thing. We haven't talked about that in a while. Um, it's really it's speeding up exponentially when China makes that decision for its currency devaluation, and it makes the decision to do that. So that's kind of a big deal. Just wanted to share and but also comment. I mean, don't panic. Just we talked about it for so long that should be prepared to a large degree. Not be in paper markets. Put all your resources into real things that can either be used or transferred for wealth, or used for building wealth and survival, I guess would be a way to say it. Tools, things, people, invest in those things, not in the markets, which are about ready to fall apart, especially in America. So just wanted to share, folks. Hope everybody's paying attention to what's going on, but not freaking out about it, because it's good to know how it's going to go down, but no reason to freak out. Just know that it's what we've been talking about, and that it could be escalating and speeding up. And if you got to make any last minute moves, like Midwest Prepper talks about, this is still a golden age of buying any firearm accessories that you need. The prices are not gonna get better. So stock up, prep hard, live free.